pulling out onto beautiful Lake Norman. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to walk into the garage here. And again, this is a detached garage from the house. Specifically had this built to kind of accommodate a variety of things, which you can look up here and you can see the Hallet, which is that 2110 open bow Hallet with the 496 cubic inch big block Chevy in it. And the reason for the garage was my HOA, believe it or not, I kind of live sort of in the country here in North Carolina, but the HOA does not like my boat parked on the driveway, even though I live on a lake, if you can believe that. So kind of crazy, but we designed the garage to accommodate the boat on the lift and also give me enough room for either a shop underneath or parking for everything else. So that's kind of what you're going to see here, and as we walk into the garage, you're going to kind of see what we have on tap for that first video for you guys, or second video, as we build this channel. And I mentioned that guns were a passion, and we're going to take a look real quickly here. I'm not going to open anything just yet, but that is a Browning automatic shotgun box, which is the original box. This piano case came with the shotgun box, and we'll open that up too, and we'll talk a little bit more about the shotgun. That's an original magazine article talking about the shotgun. We'll talk about the article. We'll talk about all that, and we're going to talk about guns in general, a little bit of my wood shop. We mentioned that we would talk about woodwork. Woodpatriotic.com, guys, woodpatriotic.com. That is my small company that I run out of my house here. I got a small wood shop, and we'll talk about that shop a little bit later, but this is one of the custom cases I make for woodpatriotic.com, and we do quite well with these cases. We sell them around the country. People looking for gifts, veteran gifts, police officer retirements, anything you can imagine. But inside's a 2020 Colt Python 6-inch barrel. But this box is all made out of cherry. Kind of nice. We do the stars and stripes. Everything's bonded together in the top here. But anyway, again, that's kind of my other passion is woodwork. And we'll get into that in some further videos too. So like I keep telling you, to build the channel, I need subscribers. So anyway, we're going to move over here real quick. And these are just some of my Smith & Wessons. I love Smith & Wesson revolvers. Over there, those three here are Model 66 Smith & Wessons, various lengths and various dash numbers. And we're going to talk a little bit more of that in another video. I'm just giving you a preview. And these are just a couple other nice Smiths. Some of these are unfired, and we'll be talking about a couple of these in upcoming videos. And that one on the left is a very special gun, and we'll get into that on another video also. And here's another unboxing, and we're going to do this one probably a video after the shotgun. But this is another Model 66 that is a barn find, came from the same place as the shotgun. And the story goes that this was these two guns were from a hardware store that was owned by the gentleman that, the gentleman's father that I found the guns from. And he bought these guns basically for himself from his hardware store and just stuck them away in a closet, left them there for years, and his son eventually inherited the guns. And the shotgun, like we talked about, the Browning shotgun Auto 5 here was one of those guns. So again, I hope you guys will enjoy these unboxings, because these guns basically really have not seen the light of day for years and years and years, decades. So it's going to be fun. Stay tuned, and we're going to get into the shotgun right now. Thanks. Okay, we're here to talk about the Browning A5 shotgun I have. And as I mentioned just a little bit earlier, This weapon came with another pistol, a Smith & Wesson Model 66-2 pistol that was still in the original storage box, the original shipping container box, and the original box. Both these weapons were basically sealed. I'm not going to say they weren't ever opened, but if they were, it was probably just once or twice in their entire lifetime. So over many decades, these sat in a closet. And the story is that the gentleman that owned them, his father owned a hardware store, I believe in Arizona. And these were two of his favorite guns when he sold guns inside that hardware store. So he purchased these himself, put them away in a closet to be eventually inherited by his son. His son was not a huge gun person, so decided to sell them, and I happen to be, he's actually one of my neighbors, or lives close by. and I actually was able to negotiate a deal and purchase these two guns from him. So that is kind of the backstory on the weapons, and I will tell you that the Browning A5 shotgun here is a commemorative edition, one of 2,500 ever made. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into the unboxing. But again, one of 2,500 ever made. It is made in Belgium. So the early Brownings, a lot of them came from Belgium. This is a Belgium gun. I have some pretty good paperwork that came with the gun that talks about the ad that even the ad that was displayed at the hardware store, that the gun was being sold under that ad. And I have the original paper, including the original magazine article talking about the gun that was cut out of a magazine, and it's over here. And I'll show you a picture of that, and we'll talk about that too. Right here is the piano case that the shotgun came with. This piano case, and we're going to kind of open this first, and we'll talk about the piano case. This piano case came with the gun. Now, the gun was not shipped in the piano case. This just was simply after you unbox the gun, or you wanted to transport the gun or store the gun, the piano case came with the gun. And you could tell these are the original hang tags. They've never been creased, that came with the case. And these were the original keys. They still have the staple in them with the wax paper. So again, I hate touching some of this stuff because it's kind of cool and it's kind of old. So I'll put those back in there. But again, this is kind of untouched. It's brand new, and obviously 100% condition. I'm very excited about this gun, very excited that I found it. So anyway, we'll leave that open and we'll talk about that, and we'll get into actually unboxing the shotgun here. I will tell you, I'm not going to take out every piece of this, and for transparency, I've opened it already, obviously, and looked at it before I purchased it. But you can see here, this is the original tape that held this original box together. And see if we can hold this up to the camera here. This is a Browning automatic light 12. Talks about the choke, which is modified, rib is vent, it's a 12 gauge, 28-inch barrel, and the serial number here of 2500 is 1509, and it's made in Belgium, as you can see there. So original sticker,
kind of cool.
Sticker, original box. So that's the reason when we open this, you'll understand. I'm not going to pull the whole thing out, but I thought this was just such an interesting find, and I thought you guys would enjoy it. That's why I'm going to show it off to you guys today. All right, opening the box. We'll set this aside. And again, I'm trying to be real careful here, and I don't want to put too many fingerprints on everything and smudge everything up. Inside you'll find, and this is actually how I got it, how I received it from his son that inherited the gun. And this is an actual piece of newspaper that was cut out from the Shotgun News. And you can see a bunch of weapon advertisements. This is from February 1st, 1978. So, a long time ago. But it's kind of cool to even just read this, you know. And if you look at the back, he had circled the ad for this shotgun, and it reads, Belgium Browning 2 millionth commemorative edition, Auto 5, and only 2,500 produced, gold-filled engraving, unfired, in luggage case with all the accessories. And in 1978, the value of the gun, or what they were selling it for, was $1,175. So anyway, I really dig this old stuff, and it came with the shotgun. All this was included, so I kind of excited about just the newspaper article. We'll set that aside, and I'll pull this over too. And this also came with it. This was an original magazine article from Browning, and it just talks about the commemorative model, that there were 2,500 produced, and it talks a little bit more about the gun. And I'll show you some close-ups of this stuff in the later on in the video. You guys can check out the article and check out some of this. It's pretty cool. And then the packaging. So we can start with it. I'm going to be real careful here. I'm going to move this stuff aside. This is the instruction manual, instructions for Browning Auto 5 shotgun. And to my knowledge, and to what you see, these have never been opened. This is the original packaging. Set that aside here, and then this would be the commemorative 1 millionth Browning Automatic 5 shotgun. This was shrink wrapped from the factory, and you can still see this has never been touched, never been opened. This is the original packaging. And again, we're talking decades here, decades, which is really cool. And again, I'm not opening any of this stuff. Now here's what I was talking about the gun. I am going to pull the shotgun out, and we're going to look at that and just look at how beautiful it is. The barrel is here, still in the original wax paper, still in the original plastic. I'm not pulling that out today. I love guns and I love to shoot guns, and trust me, I'm not afraid to shoot a gun. But when you find something like this, I'm not willing to pull all the barrel out. So hopefully you guys aren't going to hold that against me, but I'm not going to remove the barrel since I don't think it's ever been removed from the box. And I mean, we're talking, like I said, decades and decades, and I just don't feel like taking it out and taking the paper off of it and all that. But I know that this has been removed because I checked it out when I bought it, so I'll be very careful when I pull this out. And again, I don't want to even wreck some of the packaging because you just can't find stuff like this anymore. And you can see some of the paper in there, and again, I'll be careful how I remove this. And if you look at the box, you can actually see the oil paper in here, still here. And yeah, the walnut on this is some of the most amazing walnut. I mean, this is such a you can see your reflection in the walnut on this. It's just a beautiful gun. And it's got the John M. Browning, his name, obviously in gold on here, and it has some custom engraving. I'm going to zoom in and give you guys a much better look at this in a second, but just wanted to let you see the unboxing and pull this out of the packaging. It's just phenomenal. I actually hate touching it, but again, on the back side, it's Browning, and it talks about the 2 millionth commemorative edition, and then it also has the serial number of this specific gun, which is 1509. So it's an amazing shape, obviously brand new in the box, like you would have purchased it, you know, back in '78, and I'm not sure exactly when this gun was purchased, but I mean, we're talking a lot of years ago. So again, I'm going to put it back in the box right now. I'll give you a little closer look at some point. And as far as rarity goes, I don't, and just dropped it in the box. I don't know exactly, you know, when you talk about rarity, there's only 2,500 of them. As far as popularity, you guys are probably gonna ask a little bit about value. I don't know that this gun is like super valuable. I've seen them on auction sites, and I've seen past auctions kind of go anywhere from $2,500 all the way up to $6,000, and it usually just depends on condition. So obviously, this being brand new, I've never seen one in this condition with basically the barrel that's still never been opened, and the piano box, the packaging, everything is brand new. So that being said, you know, obviously I'm going to put it at the higher end of the end of the scale, but you know, as with everything else, it's only worth what someone will pay for it. But I'm not necessarily a shotgun collector. I'm more of a pistol guy, a revolver guy. But this came, you know, it was put in front of me and I couldn't resist it, so I picked it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna give you a little closer look, and hopefully you guys can see the real nuances of the gun here and some of the engraving work. All right, instead of giving you guys a little closer view, here we go. We're gonna kind of, you know, without me trying to shadow this, we're going to zoom in on some of this walnut, and you guys can just see how beautiful this walnut is on this gun and some of the engraving. And again, this was the piano case that it came with. And those keys still in the wax. And then the top of the case, kind of backwards there, but you guys get the picture. Talks about the commemorative model. Everything's in pristine condition, like it would have came from the factory. So this was that article and the newspaper article we were talking about here. Talking a little bit about the gun. And this was that newspaper article from 1978. And again, it's from the Shotgun News. Really, really cool. And I'll zoom in here on the actual ad that was circled for this shotgun. And I'm kind of shadowing it here, sorry about that. No way around it. but you can see the ad right there. It has the, looks like pencil, but very cool. All right, well, there it is, the Browning A5 Commemorative Edition shotgun, one of 2,500, and it was to commemorate the 2 millionth sale, I believe, of the shotgun. Belgium made, brand new in the box. But if you have any questions about the shotgun, feel free to ask. You know, there's a lot of information online about these guns. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to talk a little bit more in the future about the Model 66-2 that came with the shotgun when I purchased it, that came together. So that'll be another interesting video. Probably get that done in the next week or two. But I'm gonna ask you another favor. Please subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of great stuff coming. Some of these other weapons, more on the GMC Canyon that's sitting behind me. And you guys heard in my first video, I'm all about modifying stuff. I'm all about collecting stuff. I'm a retired police officer, so living in the state of North Carolina, and as my title on my page indicates, a lot of people think I'm the most interesting man in North Carolina. I have a lot of hobbies. I can talk about woodwork and everything else. So I hope you enjoy my channel. It's just the start of something great, I believe. So the more people that I get to hit that subscribe button, the more great videos that I can make. And again, this was that Model 66 that we talked about, -2. And I'll just show you it peeking out. And this was actually the original shipping box that it came in. I honestly haven't pulled this out because he said it's brand new, and I took his word for it because I know him. And I know that he wouldn't lie to me about it. So we're going to talk about this gun next and do another video on this gun. And I'm excited to unbox this one too. But you can see there it's a 66-2 Smith & Wesson 4-inch barrel. So that's coming on another video. So just to kind of show you what's in there, these are 3 more of the Model 66s that I own. These are various dashes. All the way from a -0, I think, up to a -3 here. But anyway, you can see one thing over here. We'll talk about this gun a little later. If you see this gun, a little different. It's a early Model 66 that actually the sight ramp and sights were all stainless steel. So you'll see it's a little different color because it's stainless steel, that Model 66. These are a little harder to find and they command a little more money on the market. So really proud of that gun. But these are Model 66s, so that's what's going to be in the box. I already know that, but it should be fun to unbox that in front of you guys too. So again, please subscribe. Thanks.